Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into another tutorial. This one is all about made for TV, reality TV. So if you have ever dreamed of being on reality TV or maybe even auditioned for it and for whatever reason you just weren't, well, here is the way to get the look of your favorite reality show star, even if you're just a fan. So whether you're a housewife fan, Kardashian fan, oops, that would be me, or whether you just Tia and Tamara, whoever it is that you like, this is the way to get that reality TV star look. You're heavily contoured, you've got makeup, you've got lashes, you've got extreme blush, it's all there. And so if you want to get this recipe, all the ingredients and the full recipe are coming up next. Thanks so much guys for tuning in. As usual, love ya. Thanks guys, bye. First up, I'm using a synthetic shadow brush to apply MAC's Paint Pot in Indian Wood. For our shadow, I'm using MAC's eyeshadow in Woodwinked. It's a great gold shade. In the crease, I'm using my prime color, which is Saddle by MAC. But if you're fair skin, you can try maybe Cork, and that should work for this look. So for the added glam, I'm using Sketch in the outer V of the eye. I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush to apply this shade. And do the same on the other side. Gotta keep both sides even. For a little added glam, I'm going in with a Carbon, which is a matte black from MAC. I have this really great neutral palette and some great other colors in here. So I love to use this for this reality show. You definitely want to bring in the drama. And speaking of drama, there's nothing like a cat eye. So I'm using Stila's All Day liner to make the wing liner. And for a liner that's going to stay all day and look good under the bright lights, I'm going over it with a gel liner by Clinique. Coming into the waterline using MAC's liner in Graph Black. And you want to go all the way to that inner corner, ladies. You don't want to miss anything. It's got to be really intense. So to go over it, I'm actually using Antiqued by MAC. Just going under the waterline. Want to make that color stay. You don't want it to run. Runny eyes is no bueno on camera for sure. So you definitely want to make sure that that is covered. And doing the same on the other side, but I'm also highlighting those inner corners using the same Woodwinked shade. Now for the brows, I'm just using a brown matte shadow. I believe this shade is Embark. And now I'm using Makeup Forever's Lift Concealer to lift those brows. You know, when you're fussing and fighting or you're just on camera, you definitely want to have a lifted brow. So now I'm going in with a highlighter over the area that we concealed. This is what makes those reality TV stars' eyebrows look so sculpted and so beautiful and fresh on camera. So now that I've popped on some lashes, I'm actually going over it with Loreal Voluminous mascara. For the foundation, I'm using my infamous Mehron palette. The Mehron palette is one of my key go-to faves for this look. So definitely want to use it to conceal any areas under the eye, and then we'll come back in with our concealer shades. So I'm using Makeup Forever's Camouflage palette and my Beauty Blender sponge to create that contour. We talked about you can't be a reality TV star without contour cheeks, so definitely going back in to amp up the glam and the contour with my Beauty Blender sponge. So I'm taking a darker shade than my typical foundation shade and working it into the areas around the hairline. Just blend, 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 girl. And for the blush, I'm popping on MAC's Blossoming, and I'm using my Beauty Blender sponge to blend this in. Since it is a cream, this works really well. So just patting it onto the apples of the cheeks, and then again, blend, 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 girlfriend. So you just want to continue to blend it until it looks like it's naturally coming out of your cheeks. And for the lips, I am using MAC's Cranberry lip liner. And just continue to fill in the lips, because again, it's all about being able to stay all day. You're going to be on camera, under the lights, all day long. You want makeup that's going to last. So for the lip color, I'm using Loreal's lip color in Fairest Nude. And popping a little glam factor with my Urban Decay's Glitter Stardust lip gloss. And that's it, ladies. Thanks so much for tuning in. The complete look next time on Trina J Makeup. Sun-kissed makeup, no brushes. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.